Welcome to back my channel Queen Collector America YouTube subscriber. Please, the 2017 United States Lincoln Shield cent is one of the most fascinating modern American cents ever produced. Not because it is normally an extremely expensive coin, but because it represents a remarkable moment in United States mint history. Struck at the Philadelphia Mint during the 225th anniversary of the United States Mint, this 1-cent piece carries the unusual P mint mark beneath the date, making it historically distinctive among circulating Lincoln cents. In fact, 2017 was the first, and so far, only year in which a circulating Lincoln cent struck at Philadelphia received the P mint mark. This unusual feature immediately attracted collectors, roll hunters, and modern Lincoln cent enthusiasts, turning an ordinary-looking penny into a tangible connection to the history of American coinage. Its copper-plated zinc composition, Abraham Lincoln portrait, Union Shield reverse, and one-year-only Philadelphia mint mark give it an appeal that goes far beyond its 1-cent face value. However, collectors should be realistic about its worth. Most circulated examples remain worth only 1 cent, while attractive certified examples can bring substantially more, particularly in very high mint state grades. PCGS currently describes an MS65RD example at around $16, and the much scarcer MS68RD at roughly $500, illustrating how dramatically condition can influence the value of this modern commemorative issue. The historical background of the 2017 Lincoln cent is what truly makes this coin captivating to numismatists. The Philadelphia Mint has a very unusual relationship with mint marks because it traditionally produced coins without identifying itself with a P. The first appearance of the Philadelphia P occurred on wartime Jefferson nickels in 1942, and later the mint mark returned on the 1979 Susan B. Anthony dollar and on most circulating Philadelphia denominations beginning in 1980. The Lincoln cent, however, remained the major exception for decades. That changed dramatically in 2017 when the United States Mint celebrated the 225th anniversary of its founding in Philadelphia. To recognize that milestone, the Mint placed a P on every Philadelphia-struck Lincoln cent for that year. The decision was historically important because it broke a tradition that had existed throughout the modern Lincoln cent series. The P disappeared again in 2018, leaving the 2017 P as a fascinating one-year chapter in the long history of the Lincoln cent. For collectors, this makes the coin more than pocket change. It is a small metallic reminder of the Philadelphia Mint's centuries-long role in producing United States coinage. The design of the 2017 Lincoln Shield cent also gives the coin considerable visual appeal. The obverse carries the familiar portrait of President Abraham Lincoln, with Liberty and In God We Trust surrounding the design, while the date 2017 appears alongside the historically significant P mint mark. The reverse features the Union Shield design introduced to the Lincoln cent series in 2010, with the motto EPLURIBUS UNUM above the shield and 1 cent, and United States of America below it. The coin is composed of copper-plated zinc and weighs approximately 2.5 grams, with the familiar small size of the modern 1 cent denomination. What makes this particular example immediately recognizable is not a dramatic change to Lincoln's portrait or the reverse artwork, but that tiny P beneath the date. That single letter transformed the 2017 Philadelphia cent into a one-year-only collectible variety. When found in brilliant red, nearly flawless condition, the coin can have a remarkably attractive appearance, and registry set collectors especially value coins that combine strong color, sharp details, and exceptionally high certification grades. The rarity of the 2017 cent must be understood carefully because rare does not automatically mean worth thousands of dollars. Millions of these coins entered circulation, so ordinary circulated specimens are not genuinely scarce in the traditional sense. Their importance comes from their unusual one-year mint mark status and from the difficulty of locating truly exceptional examples. As coins circulate, they quickly acquire scratches, spots, discoloration, contact marks, and other imperfections, while copper-plated surfaces can lose their original brilliant red appearance. Consequently, coins preserved directly from rolls, mint sets, or carefully stored collections can be far more desirable than heavily circulated examples. The greatest premiums are concentrated among top certified grades, particularly pieces with brilliant red coloration and outstanding surfaces. PCGS notes that the MS68RD level is considerably more elusive and valuable than ordinary examples, with such coins bringing prices around the hundreds of dollars rather than merely their face value. This is where the true collecting challenge begins: finding a 2017 P cent that combines the correct mint mark with exceptional preservation. When it comes to market value, the 2017 P Lincoln cent is a perfect example of why collectors should never assume that every unusual modern coin is a $1,000 or $8,000 treasure. A normal circulated example generally remains worth approximately 1 cent, while a nice uncirculated example can command a modest premium. Certified MS65RD examples are currently around the mid-teens according to PCGS, while the considerably scarcer MS68RD examples are around $500 in its current market discussion. Exceptional auction results can vary depending on grade, certification, eye appeal, and buyer competition, so an unusually high-grade specimen can be substantially more desirable than an ordinary coin. The 1,000 to $8,000 range, sometimes associated with ultra-rare, modern coins, should therefore not be presented as a normal value for the 2017 P cent. That level would require an extraordinary and independently verified condition, error, or variety, rather than simply possessing the 2017 P date and mint mark. For a collector searching for genuine value, the most important question is not whether the coin says 2017 P, but what grade and variety it actually represents. The accompanying 2018 P Roosevelt dime is also an interesting modern Philadelphia issue, although it has a very different story from the 2017 P cent. The Roosevelt dime carries the familiar portrait of President Franklin D. Roosevelt on the obverse, with the P mint mark identifying production at Philadelphia. Unlike the 2017 P cent, however, the P mint mark on a Roosevelt dime is not a one-year historical novelty. Philadelphia had already been placing mint marks on circulating denominations above 1 cent for decades. The dime is a copper-nickel-clad coin consisting of a copper core bonded to outer layers of copper-nickel alloy, and the design is associated with sculptor John R. Sinek. Its historical significance comes primarily from its place in the long-running Roosevelt dime series, and from the continuation of a denomination introduced in 1946 to honor the former president. Modern 2018 P Roosevelt dimes are generally common, meaning that ordinary circulated pieces usually have little premium above their 10-cent face value. PCGS price information for modern Roosevelt dimes shows that typical 2017 P and 2018 P examples remain relatively inexpensive even in many mint state grades, reinforcing the importance of condition rather than simply the presence of the Philadelphia mint mark. For collectors, the smartest approach is to examine these coins carefully rather than relying on dramatic claims about hidden fortunes. With the 2017 P cent, inspect the mint mark beneath the 2017 date, check the surface for doubling or unusual die characteristics, and look for coins with brilliant original red color and minimal contact marks. High-grade examples should ideally be authenticated and certified by a respected grading service when the potential value justifies the expense. The same principle applies to the 2018 P. Roosevelt dime. Collectors should look for genuine mint errors, unusual die varieties, strong strikes, and exceptional certified grades rather than assuming every Philadelphia dime is rare. Proper storage is equally important. Keep valuable examples in inert holders, avoid unnecessary handling of the surfaces, and never clean or polish a potentially collectible coin because cleaning can seriously reduce its numismatic desirability. Studying auction records, professional price guides, and established collector communities can also help determine whether an unusual coin is genuinely valuable or simply being advertised with an exaggerated price. Ultimately, the 2017 P. Lincoln Shield cent stands as one of the most memorable modern United States cents because a tiny P transformed a familiar penny into a historic one-year issue. Its connection to the 225th anniversary of the United States Mint, its unprecedented Philadelphia Mint mark, its Lincoln portrait, and its Union Shield reverse. The 2018 P. United States Roosevelt dime is a fascinating modern American coin that can captivate collectors because it combines a familiar presidential portrait, a long-running national coin series, and the unmistakable P mint mark of the Philadelphia Mint. With a face value of just 10 cents, this small copper-nickel-clad coin may look ordinary at first glance, yet collectors understand that condition, mint errors, and exceptional varieties can dramatically change the story behind an individual specimen. The obverse features the left-facing portrait of Franklin D. Roosevelt, the 32nd President of the United States, accompanied by Liberty, In God We Trust, and the 2018 date with the P mint mark. Most circulated 2018 P. Roosevelt dimes are common and normally trade around their 10-cent face value, meaning the date and mint mark alone do not make an ordinary example an ultra-rare fortune. Nevertheless, superb uncirculated pieces, top-certified examples, and authenticated mint errors can command meaningful premiums, making this coin an appealing target for modern coin hunters searching for a prized treasure hidden among everyday change. The historical importance of the Roosevelt dime reaches back to 1946, when the United States Mint introduced the denomination to honor Franklin D. Roosevelt following his death in 1945. Roosevelt remains the only American president depicted on a regularly circulating United States dime, giving the series a distinctive place in American numismatic history. The coin was also closely associated with the March of Dimes and the national effort to combat polio, a cause with which Roosevelt's legacy became strongly connected. By 2018, the Roosevelt dime had already been part of American commerce for more than 7 decades, making the 2018 P issue a continuation of a deeply established coin tradition rather than a commemorative issue created for a single historical anniversary. Struck at the Philadelphia Mint, the P identifies the facility responsible for production and connects this modern dime with one of the oldest United States mint facilities. For collectors, that Philadelphia connection provides a tangible connection to the long history of American coin production. The design of the 2018 P. Roosevelt dime is both elegant and instantly recognizable. On the obverse, sculptor John R. Sinek's portrait of Franklin D. Roosevelt faces left, surrounded by Liberty and In God We Trust, with the 2018 date and P mint mark identifying the issue. The reverse displays a torch representing liberty, an olive branch symbolizing peace, and an oak branch representing strength and independence. United States of America, EPLURIBUS UNUM, 1 dime, and the surrounding inscriptions complete the reverse composition. The coin measures approximately 17.91 millimeters in diameter and weighs about 2.268 grams. It is made from copper-nickel-clad material, consisting of outer layers of copper-nickel bonded to a copper core. In brilliant uncirculated condition, the surfaces can appear remarkably sharp and attractive, particularly when the coin has strong luster, clean fields, and excellent detail. The P mint mark above the date is an important identifying feature. Although unlike the special 2017 P Lincoln cent, the Philadelphia mint mark on a Roosevelt dime is a normal part of the series. The rarity of the 2018 P Roosevelt dime must be judged primarily through condition and varieties rather than the date alone. Large numbers of modern Roosevelt dimes were produced for circulation, so a normal circulated 2018 P specimen is not genuinely rare. Many examples can still be found with relative ease, and their value generally remains close to face value. The collecting challenge becomes much greater when searching for coins with virtually flawless surfaces, brilliant original luster, strong strikes, and exceptional mint state grades. Contact marks are especially important on Roosevelt dimes because even a small abrasion can prevent a coin from receiving an elite grade. Collectors also search for legitimate doubled dies, off-center strikes, broad strikes, clips, die cracks, missing design elements, and other recognized mint errors. However, supposed errors should always be examined carefully because damage occurring after the coin leaves the mint can sometimes resemble a genuine minting error. A properly authenticated major error can transform a common modern dime into a significantly more desirable numismatic piece. In terms of market value, the ordinary 2018 P Roosevelt dime should be valued realistically. A circulated example generally remains worth approximately 10 cents, while attractive uncirculated examples may sell for a modest premium depending on grade, luster, and the market. The real premiums appear in very high certified grades and in genuine, dramatic mint errors. A top-quality registry-level specimen can bring substantially more than face value, while a major authenticated error can potentially reach hundreds or, in exceptional circumstances, considerably more. The frequently advertised 1,000 to $8,000 range should not be considered a normal value for an ordinary 2018 P dime. Prices in that territory would require an unusually scarce and well-documented error, an extraordinary condition rarity, or another exceptional variety supported by actual auction results. This distinction is essential for serious collectors because an online asking price does not establish a coin's true market value. The strongest evidence comes from completed sales, reputable auction records, professional grading services, and established numismatic price guides. For collectors searching for a valuable 2018 P Roosevelt dime, careful inspection is one of the most rewarding parts of the hobby. Begin by confirming the 2018 date and the P mint mark, then examine the portrait, lettering, date, torch, olive branch, oak branch, and surrounding fields for unusual characteristics. Coins that remain bright and lustrous with minimal contact marks should be separated from ordinary circulated examples. If a possible doubled die or major striking error is discovered, comparison with recognized variety references and professional examination can help determine whether the feature is actually mint-made. High-grade coins can benefit from professional certification, especially when the expected value is high enough to justify grading fees. Collectors should also be cautious when purchasing supposedly rare examples from unverified sellers, because modern coins are frequently advertised with exaggerated values. A genuine rarity should have identifiable characteristics, reliable documentation, and preferably a history of comparable sales. Preserving a promising 2018 P Roosevelt dime is equally important because condition is one of the major factors controlling its numismatic value. Collectors should place high-grade or potentially valuable pieces in inert protective holders and store them in a stable environment away from excessive moisture, heat, and pollutants. Handling the coin by its edges rather than touching the obverse or reverse surfaces helps prevent fingerprints and oils from damaging its appearance. Cleaning, polishing, scratching, or applying chemicals should never be used to make a coin look more valuable, because such treatments can permanently impair its surfaces and dramatically reduce collector desirability. Collectors can also benefit from studying Roosevelt dime varieties, comparing certified examples, monitoring auction results, and communicating with experienced numismatists. The more familiar a collector becomes with genuine mint errors and high-grade surfaces, the easier it becomes to recognize when an ordinary 10-cent piece deserves closer attention. Ultimately, the 2018 P. Roosevelt dime represents an appealing combination of American history, artistic design, presidential legacy, and modern collecting opportunity. Its Franklin D. Roosevelt portrait connects the coin to one of the most consequential presidents in United States history, while its Philadelphia P. mint mark identifies its place within the nation's long tradition of coin production. Most 2018 P dimes are common and should be valued accordingly, but exceptional condition, verified varieties, and dramatic authenticated mint errors can make individual examples far more desirable. That balance between accessibility and discovery is what keeps modern coin collecting so captivating. A coin worth only 10 cents in ordinary condition. The United States 2017 D. Lincoln Shield cent is a fascinating modern American coin that continues to captivate enthusiasts who enjoy searching ordinary pocket change for collectible pieces. Struck at the Denver Mint and identified by the small D mint mark beneath the 2017 date, this 1-cent coin belongs to the historic Lincoln cent series, one of the longest-running and most recognizable coin series in United States history. Featuring the familiar profile of Abraham Lincoln on the obverse and the Union Shield on the reverse, the 2017 D cent combines traditional American symbolism with modern minting technology. Although most examples are common and circulate for only their 1-cent face value, exceptionally preserved pieces, certified high-grade specimens, and genuine Mintera varieties can command substantially higher prices. This distinction is important for collectors because the ordinary 2017 D cent should not automatically be considered a $1,000 or $8,000 coin. Its real numismatic potential depends heavily on condition, certification, and the presence of a verified rare variety or error. For modern Lincoln cent enthusiasts, however, finding a sharply struck example with brilliant original red surfaces can still feel like discovering a small prized treasure hiding in plain sight. The historical story of the 2017 D. Lincoln cent is connected to the remarkable history of Abraham Lincoln and the evolution of American coinage. The Lincoln cent was first introduced in 1909 to commemorate the 100th anniversary of Lincoln's birth, making it the first regular United States coin to feature the portrait of an actual American president. The 2017 issue continued that tradition more than a century later, with Lincoln's portrait still dominating the obverse. The Denver Mint, represented by the D mint mark, has played a major role in producing United States coinage since the early 20th century, particularly for circulation in the western and central regions of the country. The 2017 D cent was therefore not created to commemorate a new national event, but instead continued a historic denomination that had already become deeply embedded in American culture. Its production during the 225th anniversary year of the United States Mint is particularly interesting because the Philadelphia Mint placed a special P mint mark on circulating Lincoln cents that year, while the Denver issue retained its traditional D. This makes the 2017 centage especially interesting when the Philadelphia and Denver issues are studied together. The physical design of the 2017 D. Lincoln Shield cent gives it the unmistakable appearance of a modern American penny. On the obverse, Victor David Brenner's famous portrait of Abraham Lincoln faces right, accompanied by the inscriptions "In God We Trust," "Liberty," and the date 2017. Directly beneath the date is the D mint mark, identifying the Denver Mint as the place of manufacture. The reverse carries the Union Shield design introduced to the Lincoln cent in 2010, symbolizing the strength and unity of the United States. Above the shield appears EPLURIBUSUNUM, while 1 cent and United States of America complete the reverse inscriptions. The coin is made from copper-plated zinc, weighs approximately 2.5 grams, and measures about 19.05 millimeters in diameter. When preserved in brilliant uncirculated condition, the copper plating can retain a vibrant red appearance that is particularly attractive to collectors. For advanced numismatists, surface quality, strike sharpness, color designation, and the absence of distracting marks can make one 2017 D cent considerably more desirable than another example of exactly the same date and mint mark. The question of rarity is where collectors must separate genuine scarcity from ordinary modern production. The 2017 D Lincoln cent was produced in large quantities for everyday commerce, meaning circulated examples are not rare in the traditional sense. A worn coin found in change will generally be worth approximately 1 cent, and even many attractive uncirculated examples carry only a modest premium. The real scarcity appears when collectors search for coins in exceptional mint state grades with brilliant red coloration and unusually clean surfaces. Modern copper-plated zinc cents are easily damaged during production, transportation, bagging, and circulation, so locating pieces with very few marks can become increasingly difficult at the highest grades. In addition, authentic mint errors can transform an otherwise common 2017 D cent into a much more interesting numismatic piece. Collectors may investigate possibilities such as doubled dies, off-center strikes, broad strikes, clip planchets, die cracks, and other recognized minting abnormalities. But any expensive claim should be verified carefully because machine damage and postmint damage can easily be mistaken for genuine errors. The market value of the 2017 D Lincoln Shield cent is therefore determined primarily by condition and rarity rather than by the date alone. A normal circulated example generally remains at face value, while ordinary uncirculated pieces may bring a small premium depending on their appearance and selling venue. Certified high-grade examples can be worth considerably more, particularly when they receive a top mint state grade and retain their original red coloration. In the broader, modern Lincoln cent market, exceptional certified examples can sometimes reach hundreds of dollars, while genuinely scarce and dramatic mint errors may sell for much more. However, a 1,000 to $8,000 valuation should not be treated as a normal price range for an ordinary 2017 D cent. Prices in that territory would generally require an extraordinary condition rarity, a major authenticated mint error, or another exceptional circumstance supported by actual auction evidence. This is precisely why serious collectors study grading reports and completed sales rather than relying on sensational online listings. Historical importance and visual appeal certainly increase collector interest, but the strongest premiums usually belong to coins whose rarity can be demonstrated objectively. The collecting appeal of the 2017 D cent becomes especially strong when collectors begin searching rolls, bags, mint sets, and old collections for superior examples. A collector who finds a coin with the D mint mark, sharp details, brilliant red color, and minimal contact marks should set it aside rather than immediately spending it. Examination under good lighting and moderate magnification can reveal surface problems, die characteristics, or possible errors that are difficult to see with the naked eye. If an apparent double die or major mint error is discovered, professional authentication is strongly recommended before assigning a high value to the piece. Certification can also be useful for extremely high-grade examples because professional grading provides an independent assessment of condition and protects the coin in a tamper-resistant holder. Collectors should be especially cautious of internet advertisements claiming enormous values for common modern cents. A high asking price is not the same thing as a confirmed sale. Actual auction results and recognized price guides provide a much stronger indication of market value. Proper preservation is another important part of collecting the 2017 D Lincoln Shield cent, especially for anyone hoping to maintain its highest possible grade. Copper-plated zinc cents should be stored in suitable inert holders or archival quality coin capsules, and kept in a stable environment